This is nice though, the posters and shit.
You like the posters?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fire, right?
Yeah, money.
Which one would you say is your favorite one?
This one right here.
That's the one Josh got for me.
I know. It's the best one in there.
For sure, yeah.
That in your nip one. Nipsey.
Yo, you know, one night I shit myself because that thing fell down. Do you see the top? Look at the top right of the corner. Wow. You see how it's chipped?
Yeah.
There's only like 300 of those made. I talked about this on another podcast, and it fell, and I'm fucking watching TV, and I just hear bang, bang. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I come in here, and that thing all fell down, and like 4 of the panels fell.
Holy shit.
I thought you meant like because of a ghost.
Nah. Why? You believe in ghosts?
I don't know, maybe. I watch bad ghost shows.
You do?
But I don't know if I believe in them. I'd have to like... You just spilled?
Look at me. Already. We're starting off hot. I've started recording, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh,
Stop. Hey. I've been texting this whole time.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so let's go.
I press record and that's it. Yeah, welcome.
Right.
Morning. First of all, thank you guys for coming into the studio. About time. It's only taking Ahmed about...
Enough of your shit, bro. Don't start off
This is
like
both
this.
our first times here
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah, so take shots at Josh, too.
Well, yeah, but Josh came
Can I
bearing
loosen
gifts.
this up? It's mad tight.
He bought water.
I bought White Claw.
Oh, and crew necks.
Yeah, and the crew. I'm sorry.
A little more expensive.
Yeah, no
White Claw.
problem.
Josh in the building. Ahmed here. My guys, thank you for coming by. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while.
Yeah, bro.
So there's a lot that we're going to discuss. I don't even know what I'm going to title this just because it's going to be all over the place.
What? DFS chat?
No, I know that, but
Oh.
I'm saying like the topics that we're going to discuss is going to be just out of control.
Yeah. I wouldn't say out of control, but we're
Controlled chaos.
Exactly.
You know?
See, you're spot
and you can
on.
tell, Josh looking as sexy as always. Yo, what kind of watch is that?
Movado. It's
Oh.
a birthday gift.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You think I
Oh, boy.
bought this myself?
Josh is drinking his iced coffee. Me and Ahmed are being degenerates, and we're drinking, L'chaim.
Nice
I should
little
put vodka
workout.
in this.
Cheers.
No, one time I think we were in Miami, and I put vodka in like Gatorade. It wasn't that good, man.
Josh was doing something
Over the
frozen
summer, I was making a
Gatorade.
frozen Gatorade, and I probably gave
Really
you one.
good.
Them
Yo,
shits
what
was
would you
nice.
say is your favorite drink, like alcoholic wise? Alcoholic wise.
I mean, I'm not really much of a drinker, but I would say in the last year, White Claw is probably...
It's very Long Island white girl of you.
It is, but it also, like, it's a drink that doesn't make me feel like, after. It's either that or I would say Jameson.
The two fucking opposite sides of the spectrum.
Well, because of Daniel,
You're talking about a freaking 12-year-old girl could drink that, and then you're talking about Jameson with 40-year-old Irishman drink.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
A nice balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You either go for the all crazy or just, you know, I'm relaxing.
I like Blue Moon, which is what I'm sipping on now. In my Buffalo, New York glass. Shout out to Buffalo State. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, aren't you the coolest?
I am the coolest, right? Josh, what do you like to drink, bro?
I like Corona. I don't like White Claw anymore.
That is Josh's
Gives me that
drink.
syrupy taste in my mouth, and it's like, shit's whack.
Josh got the hottest body of all our friends. Hot Josh.
Thanks.
That's Corona Premier for you right
Yeah.
there.
That's what it is. Yeah, sponsored by Corona.
Bro, I've mentioned you on the pod before about how, like, growing up, you were, like, the baby of the group. Like, you were always the smallest one is what I mean by that. And then now you're fucking Muay Thai. You're fucking jacked up and shit.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah, but what got you into wanting to change everything? I don't think I've ever asked you this.
Chris Carlson, actually. Shout out Chris Carlson, the Iron Lion.
Word.
He had contacted me about doing like a little like training program with him. And I got into that with him, and I learned how to like properly work out, like form and everything. And then I just stuck with it. And then UFC got me into training Muay Thai.
Word.
He also saw me shirtless one day, and he was like,
he got jealous,
pure
right?
That's what it
motivation,
is,
Yeah.
I didn't want to get beat
yeah.
up by Ahmed.
yeah.
Yo, what about you? Do you like to work out?
No.
Nah, right?
You want to, I mean,
We're on Xbox yesterday. Ahmed's like, yo, when I have a crib and I'm older, he's like, I need a gym in it. I was like, or you could just get a gym membership. He's like,
yeah.
It's
I
just
don't-
going to take up room, bro. You're not going to use the gym.
You know what it is, though? I'll be honest. I used to work out with Josh, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I did work out with Josh, I was at, like, my all-time healthiest and my heaviest. I was, like, 185. Now I'm at, like, 150-something. But, yeah, I used to enjoy working out with him because he'd push me. I can't really push myself in that sense. I would need that little extra motivation.
That's how I feel when well, I mean, I don't work out with him now anymore.
Yeah.
Because number one, he doesn't text me that he goes to the gym. And number two, it's also like he goes at the time that I'm coming home from work. So there's some days where I'm mad lazy. I'm like, man, because I wake up so early and shit. So I'm already up for like about 8-9 hours by the time he's fucking waking up and he's going to the gym. But I like working out with you too.
The best is,
All right.
But it's also like you can't be lazy with it. Like if I'm there on my phone the whole time and he's waiting for me to finish benching and shit, it gets whack for him. Like you're in there, it's like, yo, let's go, man. And we bullshit and whatnot. But even like working out for a month, like we were working out like maybe 3-4 times a week. I felt like mad, like sexy and hot working out with you.
no, yeah, definitely. He's somebody I'd recommend working out with. He's a beast.
Bro, you mentioned about UFC. You two are both really interesting when it comes to that because Josh and I don't miss any fight, let alone a card.
Yeah.
We're also degenerates. We play DFS like all the time with the lineups and shit.
Yeah.
But then you're like, if Josh and I are 10s when it comes to fandom, right? Like we don't miss any fight. We go to a bunch of fights.
Yeah.
Obviously not now because of COVID. What would you say your level of fandom? If we're 10s, we're like the max that you could be.
I'm probably going to go with like a 4, I would say, a 5. Because, I mean, I'll go to Josh's usually and we'll watch, and UFC will be on, and I'll watch it. But sometimes I don't watch every fight. Mm-hmm. And I'm not as crazy about it as you guys are. I mean, I definitely enjoy it. I think it's interesting watching people like fight and there's a lot of skill behind it. But you guys are like really into it. I'm more of like, Josh puts me on a lot. Like he'll be like, "Oh, this guy's a good fighter." Like last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was Aspinall.
Yeah,
and we were talking about it, and he was telling me a lot about it. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty interesting." Seeing a big guy like that being as quick as he is, like
he's like a new up and coming
yeah,
heavyweight.
so that something like that is fun for me to watch. But
I also said he looked like Brian. I was like, look at this guy. He's fighting. He looks like Brian Espo.
Oh yeah, like that's his brother. Yeah, that's not true.
He really does.
Kinda
Just like a brolic, intimidating ass.
But I don't like. I'll watch like everything that's on the main card. Like I won't watch everything that's before that. Like as you guys would be tuned into every single fight. Like watch every fight like it's the main event. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you guys are. I'll get there eventually. But I also, you know.
But do you like MMA?
Yeah, I definitely do. It's interesting, and you know, my brother's into it. My dad's into it, and I mean my.
Boots is into it.
Boots, my cat's into it, and my
shout out to the cat.
And
I want to bring the cat here. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this. I fucking hate cats.
And I know it's not MMA, but also Mac, my brother, is a boxer. So like you know him watching
combat
it with me,
sports though.
Yeah, so
right.
it's there's definitely some interest in it, but you know I'm not into it to the extent you guys are again, but I do like it.
Right? Yeah.
And also I was talking to you about this earlier, that it's crazy that these guys go into a ring every day, or not every day, but when they do, and they're like risking their lives for like not that big of a pay. And you got to give them a lot of credit for that as well. You know, they train and they cut weight and everything that goes behind every single fight and goes into every single fight. I just feel like what they get paid compared to what they put into it is just, it's not equal at all. So, and that just makes you respect them a lot more, and it definitely makes you want to watch too.
Well, I've always said that I don't think there's an athlete or profession that I respect more than MMA fighters. Just because, dude, imagine like if you're on the regional scene, like how much money you think like a guy fighting on the regionals makes?
I mean, I always wonder how much money those promotions can even make. Like, because you don't even get that many people that go to those events. So what do they throw the guy like 5,000? That was my chapstick fell.
No, that's fine. 5,000. I think.
At most, I'm saying like if you're the champ and you're fighting, they probably give him like 5,000.
Because I remember with Jared, when Jared was fighting at the CFFC, which is like one of the bigger regional promotions that's like not UFC and Bellator and shit. Their HQ is in Atlantic City. He would have to sell tickets, and like you would go and buy the tickets and use like Jared or Flash, whatever the promo code was, so you get incentive there. And then he would sell like the merch. We would buy all his shirts and shit. Yeah. So I don't know how much they would make, but going back to what you said, that's always like the argument about fighter pay, because especially if you miss weight, like you give up 30% of your purse, bro. Like Josh, how sick would you be if you fucking miss weight and you got to give up? You know, you're only gonna make potentially you can make 70,000, right? Like say for example, you have 35,000 to show, which is basically if you make weight, you're gonna make 35K, right? And then if you win, you make another 35K, your win bonus. But then Josh misses weight. He got to give Ahmed 30% of his purse. Josh beats you. he's walking away with like 55,000 as opposed to 70.
Now, do fighters? Do they give them the money back most of the time, or
Out of respect, a lot of fighters do like give you
Yeah.
like the 30% that they got back. Like some people have announced it after fights. He's like, "Yo, this guy's got a family. He put in work. He missed
course.
weight, but he can have his 20% or whatever."
and is there like a? Can you miss weight by a certain amount without getting penalized?
It's a pound, right?
It's-
Like you can weigh in
some
at,
weight classes have different allowances. So like if the weight is 145, I think it's 146
yeah.
that you can weigh in. So you can weigh a pound overweight, and that's like your allowance.
Yeah. Okay. That's
But then when you miss weight, like
then
Jared
they
missed
say-
weight by 4 pounds.
Yeah, but then they say, well, that other guy, the fucking Brazilian dude, missed weight by like 12 pounds.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean-
I really think his camp thought he was fighting at 155. Because 12 and a half pounds is literally the record in the UFC.
Yeah, that's
Like,
never
that's a
happened
lot
before.
of fucking
Like,
weight.
Hell yeah, bro. That's what I said too. I was like, yo, they had to have to think that he was fighting at 155. There's no other justification.
I mean, that's a whole different weight class, right?
Yeah,
like,
bro,
yeah.
it's an
So it's
entire-
like,
Bro, he's a monster. Did you see the picture of him?
yeah. I
It
mean,
looked like there was no way he could have cut another like 12 pounds off that body. He was already shredded, and he was weighing in at like
that-
157.
Bro, missing by 12 pounds is crazy. I think they said that the other biggest weight cut was like 10 pounds.
It was 9, I think, was the record before that, and it was I don't even know who it was. Was it Rumble?
I think it was Rumble, yeah. Anthony
Yeah.
Johnson. Bro, that's just. I mean,
a lot of weight.
And I think you asked in the chat. You're like, "Yo, what happens? Like, what leads to you not being able to cut weight?" And a lot of times, it's just like, eventually, your body just stops.
of course, yeah.
It just can't break down, bro. I was listening to Dustin Poirier on a podcast. You want to hear the most absurd thing ever?
Yeah, you were telling. Yeah, this is.
Do you know how much he weighs? Like, he weighed the night that he fought Conor, 193. Fights at 155. He said he used to walk around over 185 when he would fight at 145.
That's insane,
Bro.
It's like, how do you cut that kind of weight? Like,
Dude, that's
you
it's
don't
just
eat?
crazy what you do to your body, right? You were saying about like the shit that they got to go through, and like they're literally like killing themselves to like make weight. Like that's the biggest process of you getting into the cage. Like it's never really official until you get into the cage and the doors close. Like not
literally,
even
it's not official till the moment you step into the cage. Last fight or last card, it was Chaz Skelly versus Jamal Emmers. Chaz Skelly steps into the cage, and then like he walked out first, and then Emmers was supposed to come out, back spasms. He never
Oh
walked
my
out. So
God.
Skelly's like, he's like, do I get paid for this?
Yo, was it Trevin Giles or
Trevin Giles and Kevin Holland.
he just fainted in the locker room? Like
Holland was walking out, and Giles fainted in the locker room.
that's it, fight over. Like you dead ass don't know. Even if you make weight, like yo, in the past it used to be like if they make the weight on Friday, then you know, all right, yo, we got the main event. We got whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's gotten to a point, especially with COVID. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
at the time that we're recording is the Gagne and Rosenstrike card. So it's the week before the big pay per view with Adesanya and Yan. But I mean, as Josh was pulling up, he's like, "Yo, another fight just got canceled."
Yeah, Angela
Yeah.
Hill got canceled. I think was it
it's-
COVID? I think also.
You just never know now. It's even crazier.
So in that, do they still get paid? Like, you know, you go out and the guy has back spasms. Like, do you?
I think you get your show.
Show money, yeah.
Okay.
There's show money and then like fight money, and then there's like fight bonuses and stuff.
That's awful
Win
for
bonus.
somebody that trains for how many months do they train before a fight? Usually, like
It's usually like give or take 8 to 10 week camps.
Sometimes they take like the girl Angela Hill took the fight on like 1 week notice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she only trained for a week, but most like a full camp is like 2 months usually.
How did you get into UFC?
I don't even know really. I think it was like all like like you guys. Like I was always like like watching it, but I wasn't like too into it. It was more like basketball and football that I'd watch. But then when you guys were watching it and always like we'd go to like Rockies and stuff to watch it, that's when I started getting into it more. And then DraftKings put me into like the early prelims and stuff where it's all these unranked fighters and stuff.
Because I
That's
feel
when I
like
really got into it.
Yeah, because then out of nowhere you became like his biggest fan as like me, Boss, and Eric.
Yeah.
or the three that probably were
Yeah.
watching UFC from the beginning, and now it's like, and yeah, DFS definitely plays a role.
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
100%. Like I'm looking up fucking this guy's results when he was fighting in Brazil. when am I gonna do that?
What would you say was the biggest thing that hooked you on UFC?
The biggest thing? I don't know. I guess you could say kind of like when McGregor was like beefing with everyone, like Chad Mendez and shit. I think like him being such a villain puts you on because you're like, damn, I want this guy to get his ass whooped.
Hold on. Was that the night that you had like 4 shots of Patron in one Sports Center segment?
I don't know.
The top 10?
I wouldn't know.
How would
I
I
wouldn't
know?
know because you had
He
to
would've
carry
forgot.
me to the park.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. So there was a night where, if you guys know the Sports Center top 10, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yo, his brother, we were at Rockies. We were watching fights. That I remember. I don't know if it was for Chad Mendez and Connor, but one Sports Center segment, Ahmed, top 10, he must have ripped like 3 shots. No exaggeration.
Yeah.
That night, we drop him off home. And you know how, like, at his old crib, he had that window that you could look in through the side, like
That,
in
like,
the
little
hall?
vestibule.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
so you know,
yeah.
it's like that first door to get in.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like the other door. You know, Josh opens the door, he goes in, and we're looking at the window. And I forgot who I was with. I was just like,
Might have been Espo.
it might have been Espo. I was like, I don't think I saw Josh go into the other door. Yo, we get out the car, we look through the window. Josh is literally sprawled down on the floor, leg up in the air. We're like, yo, what the hell? Literally tucked him in. You know how, like, you say, yo, tuck you in? Like,
Tuck him in
no.
inside.
We, like, tucked him in. Put him in his bed, fucking took off his pants and shit. He was in his tank
Changed
top,
them.
just like, yo, just literally tucked him in.
Yeah, I was fried. I think I had alcohol poisoning that night because I was literally hungover, throwing up for 2 days. And now if I even sniff tequila, I like the hair on my arms stand up. I can't do a shot now. And I used to love tequila.
I feel that way about Jack Daniels. I can have a shot of Jack Daniels. Like, first thing that I'll drink, like, I go out to a bar and Ahmed's like, yo, got shots of Jack. It'll fuck my whole stomach up.
That's me and Fireball now.
I haven't had Fireball in a while.
Fireball's also disgusting.
Yeah, it's dirt.
Yeah.
The closest thing to dirt.
It's dirt.
Hot dirt. Spicy dirt.
Yo, what would you say? So you said that you're like a 4, right? As far as like
I said 4 or 5. Give me some credit.
Okay. Well, what would it take to get you to be more of a fan? Like, because you're already invested. Like, you watch all the fights with us. Like you said, main card, right? Like, when the main card starts, especially pay-per-views, that's when you go from Josh's kitchen. Like, you come into the couch and you're actually watching the events.
Yeah.
Before that, you're just bullshitting with everyone, having a good time. Me and Josh are like glued. We're watching all of them. Does DFS and gambling play a role? Yeah, absolutely.
It does.
But also, it's probably my favorite sporting event to go to. Him and I sat together for Stipe Ngannou, which is coming up also, the first time when they fought in Boston. And going to an event is completely different. But
I haven't gone to an event, and I feel like if I did go to an event, it would change my whole perspective
Yeah, you'll
of
100%
everything.
love it. The atmosphere's crazy.
I think I need to experience that first before I could become a fan the way you guys are. And that's because I say that only because I've been going to Josh's all of last year, I would say, every Saturday just to watch a UFC event. And I watch them, but I think that
Almost
takes
listening, bro.
that takes a play. That takes a play in it. And also, I think if I go to an event, that'll really put me over the top. What'd you say?
I said Cuomo's listening.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say how many people. There's only me and
well,
Josh.
now the Garden, they're starting to let people go to
Yeah.
the games. Like, I mean, at the time of recording, it's after the fact, but I'm going to the Knicks game on Thursday. But I got to go get tested. You got to get tested 3 days beforehand in order to be able to go to. Yeah, it's better.
But that's cool because then you feel like you don't have. There's not.
You feel safer. The
Yeah.
people in the arena
Around you
feel
feel
safer. Look, the
Players
stadium.
safety.
Everybody,
I
bro,
was
and
gonna
they
say
also want to
safer.
make. They
And
also
you-
want to make money.
And listen, you get to go back to a game. You get to go watch a game. So it's like if I have to take precaution and take a test prior to me going to a game for everybody to feel safer, including myself, and I get to enjoy a game, let me do that. You know,
For sure.
that's it. I think it's very fair.